The United States of America will impose a tariff of 100% on China over and above any tariff that they are currently paying. There is no way that China should be allowed to hold the world captive, but that seems to have been their plan for quite some time. So if China wants to play this game, we can play this game. The difference is we will outlast them. Yeah, it would be it would be destructive toward both sides. But you can't deal with a madman without any willingness to take risks. China. Let's go on to China. Have we covered? Yeah, China. The Chinese. Look, we have been talking about this for a while. When people talk about the Middle East and people have been talking about Russia, Ukraine, like the main concern is still China. Like this is still a huge country that is full-fledged communist to this day. Mm-hmm. And they're aided and abetted by not only progressives in this country, but of course the Hollywood elite, right? Those in media. There are so many people who have, I guess you should say split interest between the United States and China who work in media and the entertainment. It's just a fact. You see the NBA, you see professional wrestling, John Cena apologizing. It's hilarious, but it's sad. It's scary. The American industry as a whole is far too reliant on China. And China knows that, and they're flicking the jab out there Thursday in what could be one of the most consequential moves of a foreign country in this administration. China issued some new, pretty radical export controls on rare earth elements and its related equipment.
The Chinese are very big on symbolism, and I can tell you it was highly inappropriate for them to announce these export controls on the day that the peace deal was announced and overshadow that. It could have been for several reasons. One, that the Chinese economy is doing very poorly, and maybe they're trying to take focus off of that. Two, China, as opposed to the United States is pushing for peace in the world. China is financing war. China purchases of Russian oil is financing the Russian war machine. They purchase Iranian oil, and we have been calling them out on that. So maybe it was to distract from that. And three, maybe it was a mistaken attempt to try to gain leverage before the two leaders meet in Korea in October. And I can tell you, trying to get leverage in front of a meeting with Donald Trump is a bad idea.
Scott Besson is the most boring gay man alive.
Yes, but he punched Elon Musk in the face.
Oh yeah, he's super gay.
Cool.
He just he likes two things. He likes to fight and he likes to. That's what he does.
Oh wow. Yeah. A man's man.
He's a man's man who just happens to like other men.
He's gay, but not a faggot.
Yeah,
he's a man's man for men.
Every time I watch him, I'm like, oh, I have to be reminded. This guy, he has sex with men. Because I forget it for a second.
Oh yeah,
they're like
that.
Why does he sound like? Why does he sound like the bad guy in Joyride?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I like to study the economy. Good rain washes the economy clean. He comes home and makes his lover have CB radio. He goes, candy cane. Anyone out there know candy cane? Pink champagne is my favorite. All right. So the new rules from China.
Sounds bad.
They added 5 new metals to the export list. Mm-hmm. The license is now it's now going to be required for companies to export any products containing even 0.1% of rare earths from China or are made with any Chinese production tech. It's basically a way of completely locking it.
Well, basically, Germany would have to call China and get permission to export stuff to France if they used their Chinese tech to do it.
Yes. And so President Trump immediately responded on Truth. And it's important that you understand he declared a new additional 100% tariff on Chinese goods. Mm-hmm. They already have those tariffs that we've talked about. This is an additional one that is punitive. He wrote, and I'll have to shorten it for you, he wrote a lot.
Yeah.
It is absolutely unheard of in international trade and a moral disgrace in dealing with other nations based on the fact that China has taken this unprecedented, and it is unprecedented, position in speaking only for the USA and not other nations who were similarly threatened starting November 1st or sooner, might be sooner depending on any further actions or changes taken by China. Ping pong balls in your court. The United States of America will impose a tariff of 100% on China over and above any tariff that they are currently paying. He had another post.
He's
He said,
not done. Yeah.
I have always felt, that they've been lying in wait.
Look how long that post
And
is.
now, as usual, I have been proven right. I'm always proven right. I don't like to be proven right, but it happens so many times, so many. There is no way that China should be allowed to hold the world captive, but that seems to have been their plan for quite some time, isn't it? Looks that way. Wow. Don't worry about China. It will all be fine. Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment. We all have bad moments. He had a bad moment. Was a really bad moment. He doesn't want depression for his country, and neither do I. The USA wants to help China, not hurt it. President DJT.
I like how he wrote all of that and then shortened his name.
Yeah, I know.
Look, I'm not retired. I don't have time to be writing my name on all the things.
I like how Steven said he's going to shorten those quotes and he made them longer.
No, we made it longer. Yeah.
Because I asked them to shorten it for me. I was like, guys, can we shorten this? And they did.
Yeah. You think he asked for unlimited characters on True Social? He's like, 240 won't work for me.
Also, Twitter needs to allow 1,452 characters, frankly.
And don't show me the summary. Give me the whole post.
To his credit, President Trump did try to negotiate with Xi Jinping one-on-one. We have an exclusive.
Hello? Hello? Can I take it? Excuse me. Look, I think you've taken enough. Just listen to me for a second. Can you do that? Can you listen? Oh, okay. Excuse me. Good. I need 3 things from you, Xi. Okay, 3. Okay, go ahead. Excuse me. You gotta back down, frankly, on these restrictions, okay? That's number 1. Yes, number 1. What else? Excuse me, number 2. Very important. I'd like for you to be nicer to the United States. Okay, you want a number 2 with the wonton? Wonton? Yes, you want a wonton with the number 2 or no wonton? Frankly, look, I don't even know what that means. Wonton is like a dumpling, but it's a little different. And number 3. Okay, number 3. Excuse me, that's what I said. Number 3. Okay, 2 number 3. That's a 1 number 1, a 1 number 2, no wonton, and a 2 number 3. Is this a delivery or pickup? Damn it, G, if you don't stop messing with me, I'm going to take a number 2 all over your country. Oh, okay. 2 number 2, 1 number 1, and 2 number 3. You'll pick up in 15 minutes.
It's productive.
I love it.
Sometimes you just sit there like, where do we go with it? Let's go racist.
Yeah. It's like Xi answers like he's a Chinese restaurant.
It's another wrong number.
So let me give you an idea as to the scope of this problem, okay? As it relates to rare earths. Rare earth minerals, rare earth components. I don't want to misspeak. You can check the references. China controls 70% of all rare earth mining, 90% of all rare earth processing, 93% of magnet manufacturing, which is, by the way, needed for semiconductors, but pretty much all of this is needed. It's necessary. And you have rare earths, just to give you an idea, they're used in very important, like F-35, submarines, missiles, drones, radars, outside of just what we're talking about with any type of consumer goods. Here is, on the flip side, though, and we need to start thinking this way, the leverage that the United States has. And we haven't had an administration for the previous 4 years thinking about this, or Barack Obama. They were more interested in capitulating, and that's why when people would say China is the next great superpower, that is by design. That is orchestrated.
Yeah.
That is engineered by those in the West. And it's not really surprising, is it, to think of, people who have praised, for example, Bernie Sanders' honeymoon in the USSR. Anita Dunn, who worked in the first Obama administration, praised Mao as inspiration, right? These people really don't hate communism all that much, and so they've wanted to help give China a leg up without the same kind of preconditions that we believe in as conservatives, where we're not going to actually help you at all unless you allow your people to be free. That's what we do to varying degrees. So the leverage that the United States has is, for example, chips. The U.S. can require any chip with any type of U.S. technology that could be exported to have a license requirement attached to it, right? Anything that's exported to China, anything that uses any type of U.S. tech as it relates to chips, would require a license, similar to what China does. And that would be crippling.
Yeah,
if we were to do that.
We already don't let them have some of the best products out of NVIDIA and places like that. So there's some of this already set.
But don't allow any other nations even using our stuff to trade with China unless there's some kind of a specific license. And just make it astronomical. So if China wants to play this game, we can play this game. The difference is we will outlast them. Yeah, it would be it would be destructive toward both sides. But you can't deal with a madman without any willingness to take risk.
Yeah.
It's like dealing with a suicide bomber, right? If they think they're willing to destroy all of their stuff, but the truth is they can only do that for so long with a huge population in China until people maybe start to revolt. They can only destroy themselves for so long until, well, they also have to be concerned about their own livelihood, about their lives. They have to be concerned about political positioning. So, yeah, this is kind of a game of chicken, and I think we're in a better position than they are. We can also, by the way, leverage some of our allies. By the way, really badass move. Netherlands just took over the Chinese chip maker, Nexperia. It's like a Chinese chip maker is in the Netherlands, and they just took it. They're pretty much just like, it's ours.
Very Chinese of them to do.
Yeah, it's ours now.
I love that.
And that's why it's really hard for China to argue with them. Like, we do that. We do that too.
That's not.
That's a yes. I think your microphone is being.
Oh, whoops!
Oh, you hit a button.
Oops!
We actually obtained exclusive.
I was using chip from Netherlands.
So bad quality. No good chip from Netherlands. What are you, Belgium?
Who are you?
Who are you? I know you have hookah, smoke weed. What else? Get a new thing.
All you white guys have big eyes. You all look the same. Either awful.
We actually. So they just took. Netherlands just said, nope, we're taking Nexperia. It's ours now. And we obtained exclusive audio from how that went down.
Yes, hello, Shi? Hello. So, you know how Nexperia was your company to make chips?
It's a good chip company.
Well, now, Nexperia is our company?
What?
We've decided to take Nexperia and make it our own company?
No. It's not for you. It is only for China.
I understand. The decision has been made. Now I'm going to go eat my french fries with the mayonnaise.
That's not even how you're supposed to eat a french fry.
He's right. It's salt and ketchup.
He's a little bit petulant.
A little bit. He's not wrong.
Also, Australia is discussing a $777 million joint mineral deal with the United States. So other people are discussing potential rare earth deals with the United States. And by the way, we would have the ability to, we just have sort of, I guess you could say, outsourced that. Like, yeah, okay, we'll let China do it as long as we can. And that's not a good thing.
No, it was stupid.
We also saw with supply chains during COVID. Picture that with everything that really matters and could use some of these.
This was obvious. This was a part of the playbook. You should really be pissed off at previous administrations. And look, I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at what Trump did during his first administration when he was not batting down the fake Russia scandal that they perpetuated. But China has been doing this around the world for decades now. Like this project under Barack Obama and Biden should have been stopped or at least countered in some way so that they don't have the 70%, 90%, 92% around the world. It's like, guys, this was obvious what they were playing at.
It's hard to compete with slave labor in African countries when you have morals.
Right. No. It's just money. Their initiative was, we'll go in and build you this manufacturing stuff. You just give us rights to your rare earth materials in your country. We'll go in and spend money here. That's what they did with the Panama Canal. They're like, oh, we'll go spend money here. That's what they do by owning ports in different places. They just go spend money. It was very obvious what they were trying to do.
Here's a question I have. Could the Netherlands, who've done pretty much nothing consequential ever, and just taking over Nexperia, just like it's ours now, could they have just given us the playbook for Chinese-owned land here in the United States?
I think so.
Could we just do that?
That's a nice piece of property you got there.
Yeah. It's like, I know you guys like this land and you paid for it, but it's ours now.
It was ours before.
Yeah.
And it's still ours.
Taking it back.
Yeah. So we're going to take back the land.
Oh, you had a lease. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you didn't own it.
That's
you had
why
a lease.
you leased it. We're going to keep your money. And we're taking your land.
Yes.
You're evicted.
Like, what could China do? What they're doing now?
Right.
I mean, comment below. I mean, I get that I'm being simplistic and it's reductive, but we got to do something, right? Why would we allow an enemy like this to purchase up land, let alone in important strategic locations across the United States?
Yeah, no more foreign students from China either. Bye. Sorry.
Yeah.
Done. Go somewhere else.
Yeah, why would we want to educate their next generation?
Zero.
Unless we bring them here and make them dumber and send them back.
There we go.
If it's a trick.
If we're trying to convert them into double agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not enrolling at ASU. So.
No, they're not.
Oh, wow.
Just like we.
Shots fired.
I'll tell you what. How about this?
I don't know.
We only allow them to enroll if they just study the humanities, right? If they say gender or they study philosophy, we'll only allow because then they'll go back and they'll be their problem. They'll have a few drum circles.
It's true. We could screw them up from the inside.
Yes, exactly. And China is already pretty screwed up. Our economy will suffer, sure. But think of what that really means. When you say the United States will suffer, right, if these costs go up. Means you might be, paying quite a bit more for your tchotchkes that you get on Amazon, things like that. But it also means you'd probably be paying quite a bit more, you personally, for things like healthcare, probably because you're talking about a lot of equipment and machinery that uses some of these rare earths and technologies. You're talking about your phone being more expensive, right? All your tech products. Okay. But you could still live. And I'm talking about worst case scenario here. China, most people there lived in total, complete, abject poverty. And their property market, by the way, has been halved over the past 4 years.
The value.
Wow. Their youth unemployment is 20% or more. Wow. Think about that for a second. They're playing with fire. And what I am always concerned with is you have been told by our own leaders that we can't outlast China. That the discomfort you experience will be far worse and that we'll cave before China. I don't think that's the case. I really don't. You guys can let me know and we'll take your chats a little bit later. I think China will feel it worse. I think their people will feel it worse. And I think their government will have to capitulate to their people at some point in time.
Yeah, how long until, the young Chinese fight back or step up and do something? 30% unemployment, 40%?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they have the backbone for it because they've been raised in a society that's, basically imperialist, where it's just, okay, submit to the government. And I don't know. That's one thing that's very unique about the United States. But I will tell you this. People told you that World War III was guaranteed starting in Iran. Some people actually started their World War III clock.
Clocks, yeah.
Not countdown clock like World War III had started.
Right.
And instead now, conflict with Iran and Israel was done, in record time.
Yeah.
We didn't even count to 3.
Maybe 10 minutes, something like that.
And now it's done between, at least for the time being, Israel, Hamas. World War III is a lot more likely to start with China, or at least the wheels be put in motion. So if we understand that, and we have our mind on that, right, at least it should always be kind of there in the foreground, then I think we should act accordingly and treat them like the genuine threat they are. It doesn't mean that America is first. It doesn't mean that America is perfect, to say. It doesn't mean that we don't put America first in all of our domestic policy. Right. But internationally, that's the one that we need to watch right now. We really do. This is a huge, we're so insulated, people don't realize what a giant threat they are. And people will come back and go, oh, do you feel free in America? You're a slave to your phone. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. There are plenty of people who just go homestead, right? And they just can have a farm and do their own thing. You have the choice. You don't have any choice in China. You are robbed of choice. So yes, we are more free than the Chinese. And if we want to maintain that way of life, know that the Chinese, very similarly, by the way, to Hamas and Iran, who want to do away with, their devil is the Jews and the Christians and the Western nation. China wants to do away with the decadence of the West, the big evil enemy that is the United States. They've been very clear about that, and they now have economic levers that they want to pull. We have to make it sting worse for them. So I'm not saying World War III, but if we find ourselves at World War III, I think it's more likely to be centered around China and maybe some unholy alliance of China, Russia, Iran at some point in time than it would be just Israel and some,
Right. But I think that also kind of leans into the argument that we need to make sure that we aren't dragged into foreign conflicts unnecessarily and take our focus off of China. Because China would love nothing more than for Iran to do something.
And for us to be spread too thin.
Go spend tons of treasure and more importantly, human lives to try to fight a battle there. Fantastic. That just weakens our enemy even more. That's been their plan the entire time. So no, they're not taking this overt kind of offensive action, but they are playing a game and they're playing it very well. And too many people knew and profited off of it. And listen, hopefully that comes out. We just scratched the surface on the NBA and stuff like that because you saw it.
Yeah.
Right? Don't get started on the fact that Apple is probably one of the biggest offenders in world history of building up an enemy of the nation that they happen to reside in, the United States.
Right.
They built our enemy, essentially. They're not the only ones, but they're a big, big part of that. So we need to focus on them.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, you can click around and watch one of these videos on YouTube, or head on over to Rumble and subscribe, where I am live every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Live on Rumble. YouTube is dead. Rumble did it. And on Rumble, you can say